Thanks for tuning in. This is Savvy 365. This is going to be a very brief, straight to the point video this morning. The theme is portable gardens. There's a lot going on with global economies, and this is something that I should be doing myself. Have a lot of experience with this. I once had an all natural garden. This garden contained almost everything. So first, I want to talk about the construction of a portable garden. You don't always have to start by buying supplies. You can source supplies. Let's say at the end of a construction site, you have a lot of crews that don't take away a lot of the wood, especially that was used for framing or constructing custom installments such as cabinets. So you can start there. You may have a team who may have built some items that maybe the customers didn't want, leftover items. You can assemble this either in ground or above ground. Uh, let's think of metals such as old discarded bathtubs, especially your solid metal bathtubs, as long as they're not lined with lead paint. If you see a rusty bathtub that doesn't have any paint remains on it, I say go for it. If you do see traces of paint, sand it down, blast it, do what you have to do. A lot of your older barbecue grills that may have rusted, people discard this stuff all the time, especially the ones with the curved exterior. I say grab those things. You may see old workbenches with wood on them. Some people will call them, God, what do they call them? Moving islands. That's the term I'm looking for, especially if it has like a descent part of the frame. Those make great portable gardens. Old wheelbarrows. So anything that you can deposit soil that allows depth for planting. This here's a great idea. Also, it's very easy to make your own greenhouse. A lot of people will spend as much as $400 on a greenhouse. For example, Harbor Freight and Tools advertises a 6 feet by 8 feet one-stop greenhouse. On the shelf, this thing's about $400 plus tax. All it is some very thick plastic. It's a polymer based, and you have a couple of metal posts. And this is something that you can set up yourself in less than 30 minutes, especially if you read the instructions and follow them. However, if you can make this yourself for a fraction of the price, I'm going to say for maybe less than $100, you can buy this same polymer based plastic at your area retailers, especially Walmart. All you have to do is take your time, cut it to measurement. You can buy the same metal postings from somewhere such as Lowe's. Just to give you an idea of this concept, think of a tent. Okay, you have a base, you have your sides, and your top. So that's where I'm going to leave it. If you want to spend $400, go ahead, but you don't have to. So again, the theme here is portable gardens. Do it yourself. Look at what's available. So when you're using wood, you can always think of approaching a portable garden when using wood with the concept of a table. I'm gonna upload pictures of all of these types of portable gardens, especially a do-it-yourself greenhouse, using metal barrels, discarded barbecue grills, discarded tubs, especially your all metal rusty tubs. And when people see rust, they are often deterred. But rust is an indication of iron. Iron is natural, and it contributes to healthfully. It will contribute to a good diet, which is why a lot of people in rural areas love to cook with cast iron skillets, pots, etc. But back to using wood. Again, there are some images for you to look at. to get some ideas for do-it-yourself portable gardens and greenhouses. But when using wood, a lot of people think of wood rot. You can always get treated wood, or you can treat it yourself. I'm going to put up some lists for you, just some items you can buy, invest in, or maybe you already have them that you can use on wood around the house. And some of your natural oils, especially women, that you can use to keep your parasites off your wood include eucalyptus, tea tree, mint oils. You think of your loud natural oils that repel parasites but also give off a loud fragrance. So again, when you're using wood and you want to use wood to create an above ground portable garden, think of the concept of a table. There's 4 legs, a top surface. Okay, but you can also use wood again to frame death. And so again, with that same concept, you want to create a bed that you can fill with soil and thus deposit seeds or allow for the growth of plants. And there are different types of raised gardens using wood. You will have your bench style, your running ottoman style, your table style. You can do this yourself. This is something you can construct in a couple of minutes. And also using this deep field concept, you have a lot of stone that is discarded. You can take multiple pieces of stone and create that 4-corner table concept by putting the stones together and using some mortar. You can make this at home, especially if you live in a coastal area. All you need is sand, cement, a little water. There you have it. So something else I want to discuss, again, a lot of things that are discarded. You see a lot of discarded metals, not just from work sites, but at corporate locations, especially on or about stores. You can take those items, you can solder them together, and you can make yourself a very easy portable garden. Another way to get started, if you see a fallen tree, discarded branches, limbs, etc., you can take that and pound it and make your own mulch. You can put that down on the ground if you have land that allows for it, even if you have a small space, and you can put something on top of there. And I'm discussing portable gardens, raised gardens, because you can cover this and to protect it from insects, parasites. Now in areas, people are seeing an increased population of tunneling animals such as gophers, moles, etc. These animals will eat vegetation. Let's move forward. So I decided to visit this website, familyhandyman.com, that discusses how to build a raised garden bed. There's a link for you. There's some images. I decided to list this website because it has tools, materials, and step-by-step instructions for different types of projects that you want to take on, especially, like I mentioned, how you want to build a frame. All right, there's another good website that has great step-by-step instructions, talking points, and guided downloads, and that's gardenery.com. Easy to read, easy to follow. Again, there's a supply list for you. I put the link and some images up for you to follow there. There's also another good website that's basically discussing everything I've mentioned thus far, but it also selling products and projects to you. So this is just to give you an idea, and this website is basically for you to look at again, because you don't have to spend as much money to get started, but this can give you an idea of how to approach do-it-yourself projects from what you already may have. the link is available with some images. So now you have a lot of people that's trying to sell vegan options to the public. You don't have to follow that, people. Okay, so I'm going to conclude by discussing some of the fastest growing vegetables from as little as 3 to 5 days to as long as 2 months. When you're getting started with gardening, you want to pay attention to the soil type that's required, how often you need to water, and maintenance for your vegetation. So I always tell people when you're approaching gardening, never abandon your plants for more than 2 to 3 days. You want to look for insects, parasites, bugs, damage, or the lack of growth. Just like with a human, you need to focus on hydration. Not too much, not too little, but just enough, proper sunlight and nutrients. You can always source healthy, chemical-free, organic, all-natural potting soil when you're doing a portable above-ground garden. Just because the soil is black does not make it the best, okay? And if you're going to go get soil from nature, always check it, especially for worms. Okay, so to start, a few of your fastest growing vegetables include bush beans, beets, cucumbers, radishes, baby carrots, spinach, arugula. My favorite include, especially in less than 5 days, if your soil is healthy, that's squash, zucchini or zucchini squash. These are your yellow green squash, and depending on where you are, you could see it. You could see squash come orange or even golden, and the color for these vegetables just depend on the trace amount of carotenoids available. Okay, so don't discard things if you see a different color. Okay, back to these fast growing vegetables. Peas, cucumbers, and kale. When you think about growing something like this, automatically I think a good salad. Okay, so get started growing something like this, and then you can work up toward your potatoes, your nuts, cabbage, also tomatoes. Once you learn how to plant these items, especially if you want to grow something like this inside of your home, you want to choose an area that allows for adequate sunlight, and also learn how the sun comes into your home where you can move your garden, especially to the sunniest locations. Doesn't matter where they are. You want to keep your portable garden away from extreme heat and also extreme cold. So again, back to protecting and covering. A lot of people who live down south that live in areas where they still experience a winter will often cover their portable gardens or raised and above ground gardens with a sheet of fiberglass. Okay, if your garden is insulated, this will allow for condensation and also to protect from the cold winds that often cause frost and even snow, which will kill your plants. Thank you for tuning in. Hope you find this interesting. I'm going to start posting a little bit more often. Have a great day.